Hey guys, this is Black Woman 7 here, and today I'll be going over our PFA 11 battle as we are up against the Vegas Aegislash or Mike WWE. So this is pretty much the last game of the regular season, and basically there is a bit of a sort of a, I guess you could say, a catch up in this situation where if we win this game, we pretty much guarantee ourselves as the first seed. If we don't, then it comes down to differential and whatnot, so it might be second. So first or second, maybe even third, depending on how far bad we battle. So since everyone's record, so the top three battlers' records are like differentials are kind of close by. So for this game, I brought Tapu Koko with Combine Suicune, like Cleric Sylveon, Nidoqueen with Toxic Spikes, Rocks, Slush Wave, and I believe Thunderbolt or Earth Power. It's one of the two. Um, I have an SD like Gallade with Drain Punch, Psycho Cut, Thunder Punch, and Scizor with Break, Bullet Punch, SD, and Roost. So, I mean, looking at this battle, or not Win, Mike has a very strong team if you think about it. So he has Mega T-Tar, Togekiss, Gara, Registeel, or Buzzwole, and Azelf. Other Pokemon he could have had were Zygarde, Zeraora, and Polion. I actually anticipated those three, but yeah. So I did call with Gyarados, like him bringing Gyarados though. But anyways, onto the game. In terms of the leads, I thought like Suicune was a good lead at first here because it has a good matchup against everything, maybe except Azelf and Togekiss. And besides, I thought that Azelf would be like a sort of a regular, uh, you know, lead in general, Azelf. So I go for Suicune as he goes for the Azelf. And honestly, this is a very interesting turn because I could just go for Scald, and turns out this thing is nasty plot, and already we have a Pokemon that could just attempt to sweep me right now, right off the gate. So here I pretty much try to go for Scizor as a sack and try to like get rid of this Azelf. I ended up critting this Gyarados, but with this crit, I kind of know that this thing is actually defensive because of the Intimidate drop not being factored in anymore. But yeah, but at least we know that we're dealing with a defensive Gyara. Um, so at this point, I'm like, all right, I could still keep Scizor around. So I'm gonna go back to Suicune as he is going to go for the Toxic. Just call that correctly. So I'm not too worried because I have a Sylveon. So here I'm just gonna go for Scald, try to get a burn maybe, to wear down this Toge. So here I'm just gonna go Tapu Koko as he does a good chunk to me. So probably modest nature. So I'm gonna go for Thunderbolt as he is leftovers on Registeel. So here I'm gonna go to Nidoqueen as I could just set up my rocks. Of course, T-Spikes aren't that great against him, except for maybe Buzzwole and T-Tar. So yeah, one thing I kind of want to anticipate, I want to do is like try to play around this Toge, try to figure out what this set is. And the fact that he went hard Togekiss implies that me or like I don't know if like did he like he could have like risked him being like me going for Sludge Wave or Thunderbolt, but still whatever. Um, Here he's just gonna get a free switch in basically, and he's gonna proceed to Flinch my Nidoqueen. I mean, I should have just swapped out to be honest. Gone to Sylveon instead, and basically just take these because of course I'm gonna get punished. So he's gonna go for T-Tar, and honestly, I make a kind of a semi mistake going for Protect instead of Hyper Voice. because honestly, if he had a if I just hyper voice right there, T-Tar would have been dead because Sandstream would have just got the Sandstream boost. He wouldn't have the the Spadef. He's gonna Mega obviously, and he's gonna go for the get his Sand boost first Spadef to raise. So I'm kind of gonna lose Sylveon, and it's unfortunate because it's basically for T-Tar. So here I'm just gonna scout out what he has. He goes for Earth Power, and I'm like, what? Like, if this thing is like mixed Spadef or something? Because honestly, outside Coco, there's not really much else that would take advantage of that. So, it's interesting him seeing Earth Power, but to be honest, I'm just going to like try to wish as maybe he misses a Stone Edge, but of course he hits it. So here I'm gonna go to Gallade, and at this point in the game, I'm just gonna go for like damage, because maybe I could just kill this this Gyara. As you'll see, this thing actually has a berry. So at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna go for an SD, thinking that he may not have Thunder Wave. So he goes for the Waterfall, and at this point, I'm able to get a boost. So at this point, I can guarantee kill something, and I'm just going for Psycho Cut and just kill this Gyarados. That's nice. Now I'm starting to suspect this thing is Scarfed, because it just goes into like Togekiss hard. And at this point I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go switch out Nidoqueen, get my berry activated, and pretty much get a sack, basically, so the crit doesn't matter there. So at this point I'm gonna go Scizor and just try to get a kill. Here he kind of makes a mistake, as I'll probably allude to later, but he goes to Registeel, as obviously this gives me a chance to Roost. Of course, if he's like really fast on Registeel, then of course that could just backfire on me really hard. So at this point, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go for Roost, and my only chance to win this game at this point is just to get an SD boost and just sweep him. I am going to go for another Roost, thankfully speaking, but at least get me up HP against this Buzzwole. So in this part, this is where I'm wondering whether or not Buzzwole has Fire Punch or something similar. Of course it has Strong Fighting Staff. I'm gonna search that up because before I make a mistake. But that was one thing I was kind of concerned with, whether this Buzzwole has like Fire Punch, because of course it could go for Super Power like as well, just to like do massive chip to me. So does not have Fire Punch. So yeah, I was concerned about this thing being like sort of offensive in general. So here I switch out, go to Suicune as a sack, as if he goes for Super Power, and he goes for Earthquake, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. And here he switches out, goes to Registeel, and I'm just gonna go for Scald. Maybe get a burn, but I mean the waters are cold today, so yeah. Here I'm just gonna hard switch out to Scizor, as I really don't need to do anything else. Here I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch, trying to anticipate like a Toge switch in, or like Buzzwole switch in, but at this point he's kind of like protecting around, and I'm like, you know, I could just set up right now. And at this point I'm like, I'm not gonna take any more chances, and I'm just going for another SD. And he's gonna hard switch out the Buzzwole, and here I'm gonna SD again. So now this whole game comes down to what coverage this Buzzwole has, and whether he does indeed have like Super Power, because Super Power can knock me out. So yeah, so basically I know that Bullet Punch is for sure gonna two-shot him, but I don't know whether or not like he has Super Power or something similar, because like obviously like the way he's playing Buzzwole implies that he's probably Scarfed as well. So and the damage on Suicune implies that he's not like choice banned, so thankfully he's not gonna do that. So Super Power is probably the worst case scenario. If the fact that he has Earthquake implies to me he also has like maybe Ice Punch for the Chomp, maybe Leech Life for Gallade, like so Ground Ice, Bug, maybe like, you know, Super Power, last coverage. I'm gonna go for Bullet Punch as I barely don't get the Coco, but that doesn't matter because he just locked himself into Earthquake. And at this point, the game is pretty much over. Um, Game's over because all I have to do is just get to like plus like well I just have to get to like +4 so to kill this Registeel for sure. Because I do know that like this is Spadef and at +4 I could just kill this thing straight through. And if he does have an let's say counter, that could be a problem. So yeah. So here I'm just gonna try to get healthy, and at this point I could just attempt to sweep. I know that +4 Scizor will knock out like a Spadef uh like Registeel, so at this point the game's over. I could just sweep with Scizor. So yeah. Um he goes T-Tar and he goes Toge, and yeah, the game's just like in a snowball. So anyways, that's gonna be game. So GG's to Mike, as we pretty much secure the first seed and the first slot in playoffs and a bye as well. So thankfully, if you think about it, we were able to like deal with a lot of his team. Like the thing is, I was actually prepping for Zygarde, Zeraora, and like Empoleon. I thought those three would like be brought more so than a Scizor, or than the like let's say like the T-Tar, like the Buzzwole, and even Azelf. I didn't expect Azelf, to be honest, and that was kind of like this team was kind of like a good like surprise team in a way, just to like for playoffs, because you know Zeraora could have been really annoying for me, and as well as Zygarde Azelf. So if there's one thing I learned from this game, is that you just gotta eat your cereal. You know, part of a nutritious breakfast. So anyways, hey, regarding playoffs, we are basically gonna be facing off. Well, I already know who I'm facing off against, and it's gonna be a very well. It depends on what you guys think of. So, well, I'll talk about it in the next video. So, since it's gonna be technically a round 2 matchup, since we're basically going into a bye. It's like in terms of how playoffs work, it's basically every team makes it in, but the top 4 get byes, while like 5 through 12 just battle each other out. So I basically battle the winner of, and not only that, it's basically like highest records always like, and lowest seeds always battle each other first. So in that situation, we'll see who my opponent's gonna be. So, but anyways, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys next time.